Hey everybody, how's it going? You guys kind of quiet? It's too quiet. It's really kind of creepy. So, I hope you guys wake up. It's good now that the mic's on. Anyway, it happens sometimes up here. You get a little nervous. It's kind of hard. I remember last time I was up here, I was fairly nervous. But now I'm trying this new trick. I'm trying to, it's like a classic trick. You imagine the audience in their underwear. And it can be fairly distracting, especially this group of... Anyway, I'll try not to stare. But anyway, what did Pete say? It was fairly handsome in a Nordic way? That was a good compliment. My last name's... Thank you. My last name's Christensen. It's spelled a very Danish way. And I actually visited Copenhagen, the last few weeks ago, and I heard some Swedes I thought they were joking when they said Danish is like Swedish with potatoes in your mouth, but no, it's true. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so a little bit about me. I came here as an exchange student. I am from the U.S. If you can't tell by my accent, or lack of accent. I came from a technical school. I'm an engineer. I came from a technical school in the U.S. and I came to a technical school here. And I don't know why I thought it would be different. It's the same kind of really, really smart, really, really awkward people. It's the same kind of people. And anyway, but I find myself conflicted because I like engineering a little bit, but I really like stand-up comedy. And there's a conflict between those because as an engineer, you try to look at a problem that's going on in the world. You look at the problem, and you kind of find a solution to that problem to make the world a better place or some bullshit. But as a comedian, you find problems in the world, and then you point them out and make fun of them. So as an engineer, if you solve all the problems, you won't have any material as a stand-up comedian. So really, if you think about it, there's no really room for stand-up comedians in an ideal, perfect world. So it's kind of crazy. We have stuff to talk about. Anyway, this is weird. It's two audiences.
Yeah, exactly. We're the better one. Exactly.
Okay, if you guys, no, calm down. So there's guys here. There's a group of people over there, and a group of people. If you don't know, there's a group of people over here. And I'll just keep switching back and forth, I guess. Anyway, so let's see. What was I going to talk about? Coming here. I've been here about 3 months. Probably about a month and a half ago. I found a nice Swedish girl. I'm happy to say that. And she's somewhere in the audience, but I won't point her out. It's interesting. I like being in a relationship. After so long, I was single before that, and there's different parts that I like about being single. Different parts I like about being in a relationship, and I think a good balance between that would be actually polygamy. No, I'm serious. I mean, I think polygamy. It's an incentive for everyone to be a little nicer to each other. Because a lot of conflict can happen in marriage, but I think I would choose who I want to hang out with based on who's nicest that day. Like if one of my wives is being a bitch, I'm like sorry, but I'll go hang out with the other wife. So. But I don't think it would really work actually in practice. Because the places to live are either Utah or the Middle East. I don't know. Unless it spreads out more often, I don't know if I could actually do polygamy. And plus, polygamy is a little bit like communism. I don't just mean that the wealth is evenly distributed. I mean that in practice it does. In theory, it's good, but in practice, it doesn't work. So. Anyway, we can talk about politics. It's pretty big here in Sweden. It's getting cold and dark enough now for the politicians to come out. And there was like the big fuss about the election. There was like earlier when I first got to Sweden, and I quote the whole like people handing me out papers of vote for this guy, vote for this guy, vote for this guy. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I think just the whole campaigning, the amount of money wasted on campaigning. And I think it's funny. I saw the same people who handed out the voting things handing out Burger King coupons like a week later, and like, what does that tell you about their views? And like, they like Social Democrats and Burger King. It's ridiculous, I think. But I don't know. I'm conflicted. Politics are kind of interesting, especially the amount of material that's in there for stand-up comedians. There's just like a ridiculous amount of people. And going back to what I said about the problems, like the comedians make fun of the problems in the world, like. Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert have an hour of material each night to talk about, easily. It shows you how many problems there are in politics. And so I really don't trust politicians. To me, it's a bunch of bullshit. But I have faith in one guy, the governor of the great state of California. I think just looking... oh, sorry, I haven't looked at you guys in a while. Keep it more even. Looking at his life, it's interesting how determined he is to do things. He wanted to be a bodybuilder, so he did it, and then he wanted to be a movie star, so he did it. Was very successful, and then he wanted to be governor, so he did it. He just did it. It's weird. It'd be like Michael Phelps, like directing a movie, winning an Oscar, and then like being the like deputy head of the UN or something. It'd be like, it's the same kind of thing. It's ridiculous what he's done. And speaking of politics in California, I don't know if you guys know, heard of Proposition 19?
Oh, Jesus. No, nothing.
Oh.
He's from California.
Ah, nice. Cool. Okay. I hear it's getting there. Anyway, so Proposition 19 is about legalizing marijuana, and I personally don't have a problem with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Did you vote for the?
I voted yes, but
vote yes.
It's lost like 55 to 45, right?
Yeah, I think, but there's a reason why that lost. I think because if you think about the people who would support the bill, and you think about their decision between going to vote for it or staying home and smoking, they're like, So I don't think there was a very big turnout. I don't know, but So I don't see weed as a drug more than say, how's it going?
Want to talk to my mom?
No, go ahead. Sorry.